Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for my client Lewis's vlog. And we started the week off for max effort bench press day. He got 85 kg. And for those who didn't see part one, they don't know Lewis's story. Quick rundown: Lewis is a former client, and we had got him through his novice phase. Had a major injury that required surgery. It required pins and stuff put in his wrists, multiple pins. Then he got really, really sick with a major medical issue that wasn't even related, and he got knocked out of training. He came back to me. We started building him back up. We had to start with the empty barbell, and this is someone who had previously been what we would call a hard gainer. So he really struggled to eat enough to gain weight. This is stuff we had all had to work through. He lost something like 20 kg, 20 kilograms of body weight while sick again. And we've just been slowly working him back up. So on max effort day, what are we doing here? Well, we do chin-ups. We're doing pause benching, barbell rows, which many people call the Pendlay row, which Glenn Pendlay calls it the barbell row because that's what it was called for 50 years before he labeled it. Not to be confused with the bodybuilder exercise called a bent over row, in which the barbell, the plates don't touch the ground. You hold on to the bar. It's called a bent over row. Different exercise. Then we do JM presses. Again, very popular powerlifter tricep exercise, mainly because of the bench press carryover. It works the muscles of the triceps pretty much the same as a heavy bench press does, but while removing much of the pecs and front delts. Not completely, but a great deal of them, while keeping it a nice big exercise. Then we do lateral raises. Why? Because he's a young guy and he cares about eventually having that look. So that's something that comes up a lot in my client blogs or in other stuff I've done over the many years I've been doing this. Why do I have some of my clients do extra delt work, even if it doesn't add a lot other than just some side delts, may not really make them particularly stronger. And it comes down to the fact that people who are chasing that certain look, the look they call it, the aesthetic look, it's really, when you set genetics aside, set aside your genetics, because genetics are massive. They're massive. Like ridiculously important for this. When you set that aside, inside of your genetic potential, mainly that look is just about getting lean enough and building big enough deltoids. Like wide shoulders, low body fat. That's actually the entirety of the key outside of genetics. All right, lower body day, we did a deficit deadlift. He got up to 170 kilograms for his training max. Stopped there. Then we're doing dumbbell lunges or split squats. I believe I've got him doing split squats at the moment. We do good mornings. He does hanging leg raises. Again, a lot of my lifters do these hanging leg raises. People are like, why don't you do many of them? Because I'm lazy. And because I quite frankly don't need them. My core is pretty strong from all the work I do. And I still do some crunches and other stuff off camera at the moment. But I gone through phases where I was doing 10, 15 sets of these a week on camera, remember? But I do like these. You'll see a few of my clients do them in their vlogs. One of my two favorite ab exercises. Because again, I'm looking at carryover to your barbell lifts, carryover to sports. So the reason I pick the exercises I do on stuff like that. We think a little bit beyond just what's going to develop muscles. Okay, then he does glute bridges. We've added these in recently. I was not happy with this set. I put it up anyways. I'm like, no, you're getting too heavy. Your range of motion is severely compromised. Another thing is, you'll see the vlog. Notice his elbows are bent because he's gripping it narrow. That's also a no-no. When you do these, you do not want your elbows bent. You grip the bar as wide as you have to lock the elbows. Usually ends up being like a snatch grip. It ends up being close to the plates, depending upon your personal levers. Because you want them locked. Because actually you'll see guys hurt their elbows on this exercise when they start getting really, really strong at it. When they do the weights you've seen me do on that exercise in the past, where you start getting up past 500 pounds for sets of 10. All right, dynamic effort bench day. We do speed benching. Obviously we do speed benching. We rotate grips. Then I have him do incline benching. So, what's up with incline? Why do we see so much incline benching or dumbbell benching from my clients on dynamic effort bench day? Mainly because we're looking for a different angle than the normal flat bench because we're doing a lot of sets with it. And so I kind of look at it and go, okay, where are they weakest? All right, where are they weakest? Particularly more advanced lifters. He's novice enough that we can run his overall exercises and volumes a little higher than some of my advanced people. Right? We run them a little higher. Some of my really advanced people do less volume than some of the ones in the vlogs. You'd be surprised. But what I will tend to do, if they need a little more chest, what do? We'll do dumbbell work, or we'll do decline benching, or floor presses. If they need more front delt, if they need delt and pec, I'll do incline. If they just need more delt, I'll a lot of times put an overhead press in that slot. If it's triceps, if their triceps are just flat, their limiting factor, I don't even add a second chest press. I just go straight to something like a JM press, right? So that's how I do it on their speed days. For the other stuff after that, of course, we do chin-ups, we do rows, we do laterals, right? Hitting all these angles. Then we finish the week off with dynamic effort lower day, which, as we see here, we do speed box squats. Again, he doesn't have accommodating resistance. We don't have a real rack. So we're limited on equipment, so we make it work with what he has, right? He's got this 12-inch box, so we end up with a really deep box squat, and I'm fine with that. Fine with him going deep on the boxes. So we do those. We rotate phases of sumo and conventional for speed pulls. I've got him doing sumo right now for this phase. So then we do 6 doubles on speed sumos, or in his case, I do 10 singles. I'm sorry. We do 10 singles for him on speed work. And it has to do with the fact that he's had a problem in the past with deadlift reps and a problem with lowering the weight before and bouncing up and hitting him. He's previously broke his wrist. I want to keep him in the habit of just not repping deadlifts because I don't want him to make some of the old mistakes, particularly has pins and stuff in his wrist. He's had, again, an issue of a bar turning loose and flying up and hitting him because he got overexcited. We want to avoid that. So I'm ingraining that habit of one clean rep all the time. We will eventually change that once I'm sure that habit becomes permanent. Then we do split squats with the dumbbell. We do good mornings, glute bridges, hanging leg raises. Okay, this is what we do for him. This set of glute bridges looks a little better on the range of motion. Although, look at that grip still. Bent elbows, gripping in close. We want to get that out wider. And again, he will see the vlog. And that pretty much sums up our week. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.